have conversation up to 10 o'clock this morning. A lot of things to look at uh, on the conversation. A lot of issues making news in Liberia is what you want to talk about. But our weekend was good. I know we have a very wonderful weekend. It's not for every one of us, though. Some of us may have had challenges. Yeah, some of us, it was a very, very sad weekend for us, especially the all of us media professionals, media colleagues as well. It was over the weekend. We laid one of our friends, our brother, uh, in Trojan Kazu. Yeah, it was over the weekend. It was laid to rest. So it was not a favorable one for us, we media practitioners. But howbeit, we were able to challenge all of those happenings. And we made it our duty as well to be on this radio this morning. And so I'm honored. I'm gratified this morning. I'm satisfied that we are back on the radio to inform new Liberians about happiness. Coming up on the show this morning, we will look at the central bank. The central bank will be our center of discussion this morning. Oh yes, they're going to run up to 9 o'clock. We'll have some other youth organization this morning at 9 o'clock. We'll talk more of youth related issues in this country. But until that period, we're going to have conversations surrounding the central bank, the auditor general report, compliance report on the central bank. I've said these terms of our numbers. Were you to take that report and digest it as a private citizen, as a person that do not see yourself as a member of any political party, or perhaps you don't see yourself as a loyalist of a political institution, but rather as a Liberian. I mean, when you view yourself as a Liberian and you take that central bank report, hmm, and you sit down, read through that report line by line, right? Subtopic by subtopic. And when you complete that report, you have no reason to object the government quest for accountability, whether it is wish on, whether it's hunting wish, or whatever way they want to term it. You have no reason, no reason to go against the government quest for accountability in this country. I tell you this morning. Let's be frank, right? We will discuss the politics. We'll go ahead and tail, we'll go left and right, we'll go back and forth. We want to involve political parties, we want to involve political institutions as we have the discussion surrounding the president's draft on accountability. But were you to take that report, answer another report, or answer another institution, but that central bank report, were you to take that report, digest it, read line by line, segment by segment in that report, you have no reason why you want to counter us. So this morning, on the flip side, we will have an in-depth discussion on what that report says and some of the things that the auditors find why auditing the performances of the central bank. Mind you, that report covers from 2018. That was then George we just took over after committing himself to fighting corruption in this country. It was in 2018 up to 2023. That's somewhere around 5 years. The guys were able to loot this country in the space of 5 years. Oh, yes. In the space of 5 years, the guys were able to loot this country, was able to milk this country. But we'll have a conversation this morning surrounding that. On the flip side, a lot of you have asked the question about the government of Liberia. Mind you, sometimes in the president's State of the Nation address, while taking over in January after he took over, during his first State of the Nation address, when he laid the basis that his government will ensure will prioritize Liberian youth in terms of building their human capacity development. Because mind you, we can recall sometimes in the purple agenda for prosperity and development that drive the 10th administration of George Weah. Because we discuss with the government that continue to win. So at times when we have these discussions, it is good that we reflect the past administration. Oh, yes. So sometimes in 2018, when the Georgia government, after their inception, they launched the Purple Agenda. In that develop, I'm saying in that agenda, it says that they identified the Salif administration at the time had a human capacity gap. That is to say that Liberian youth were in developed, I mean, like human capacity, providing basic technical skills and professional skills as well, and career presence. So building human capacity is giving people idea, right? Equipping them with the necessary skills and knowledge so that they can be able to perform in different segments. So the Purple Agenda for Prosperity and Development highlighted at the time that the human capacity of Liberians was on a deplorable condition. Oh, yes, they said it. That's exactly not what I'm saying, but what was being said at the time. Mhm, that the human capacity of Liberians, the human capacity, I hope I can just get this thing. Mhm, I really want to. Okay. I really want to get this thing. I had it right here. All right. So at that time, I want to be exact on the figure. I wish I could just. Okay. All right. So where is it? Uh, okay. So when George Weah took over in 2018, the Human Development Index of Liberia at the time was 0.428. That was 0.42 rather in 2018. So by the end of the George Weah administration, it went on to 0.48. So an increment of 0.06. Oh, yes, in terms of human capacity development in this country. At the time, it was 0.42 when the George Weah government took over from Madam Salif. So by the concluding state of the George Weah administration in 2023, the Human Development Index of Liberia stood at 0.48. So an increment of 0.06% was added over the last 6 years. In the wisdom of George Weah at the time, the Purple Agenda for Prosperity and Development captured that it will have built the capacity of Liberians in this country, that Liberians will be providing technical vocational education, that Liberians as well will be, they will progress in different segments, in different sectors. That won't find a lot of young Liberians, languishing on the streets and in the ghettos, and no building that capacity is a problem. There is no human development, because when you build the minds of people, you equip people with education, whether it be a technical, vocational, or secondary, tertiary education, whatever way it is that you help empower them. Mhm. So the World report in 2018 says that the United Party government, but then under the administration of Madam Saleh, left the Human Development Index of Liberia at 0.42. So which means we were performing at the negative level, 0.42, of course. Oh, yeah. So George Weah promised on the Purple Agenda, right? That by the end of his administration, they would have increased the Human Development Index of Liberia. But sadly, at the end of the administration, a 0.06% was being added. So literally, it was just the same, because we're still operating in negative digits. That's exactly. So Joe Boakai, as a president of this country, taking over in January of this year, announced to Liberians that my government will ensure or will provide a platform that about 10,000 young Liberians will be educated in technology, in digital training skills will be provided for 10,000 young Liberians. Oh, yes. When the president made that commitment, again, it was being questioned. Again, it was being challenged. Again, it was being, debated. That a lot of Liberians, said, "Oh, the president 10,000 digital skill program, it's just political some music. That the 10,000 training program will not be, the way you expect it, and a lot of negative things were said about our program. Oh, the president, 10,000 youth to get in digital training skills in this country. It's not possible. And at times, I don't blame people when they say some of these things. A lot of times, you people have called on the show, on the same very radio, and said, oh, the president said during the inauguration, say, you will provide 10,000 jobs. During the president first national address, you provide 10,000, digital skills, training skills, opportunities for young Liberians. Where is it? It ain't fly. The whole lot of things are said. And at times, I don't blame you individuals. You know why? I said this the last time, and I'll repeat on this radio this morning, that when people question the government, when the government says something, and people say, oh, it can't happen, it's not necessarily that they are wrong. That's not it. It is because they are speaking of experience. Over the last 5, 6 years, over the last 20, 30 years, it has never happened. And so you want to argue, say, experience the best teacher now, right? And that's the argument we have. Say, oh, experience the best teacher. So since in that period, say 1847, I'm yet to see a government that committed itself to providing training skills, digital training skills for over 10,000 Liberians. So when people say it can't happen, why you argue? That's still, listen, there's no argument because it has never happened in this country before. So they use that as a basis of the argument as to why it will not happen. Not necessarily that the government get the ability to do it. No, that's not it. Not necessarily that the president don't have the willpower to equip young Liberians to provide opportunities. No, that's not it. It's not the basis of the argument. The basis of the argument is because it has never happened in this country before. So because it has never happened, that's why the base of the argument is saying it's not possible. When the president says you will audit people in this country, people say it's not possible. It's not that the government cannot audit people. It's not that the government cannot bring people to account for their stewardship. It's not that the government can go after corrupt individuals. It's not that the government cannot make people to restitute what they have stolen from this country. No, that's not the conversation. But because it has never happened in this country over the last 20, 30 years, or if we were to base our arguments since after the Civil War, we transitioned and building a new Liberia, this has never happened. There has never been a time where people served in government afterwards, government holding them accountable for their stewardship. It has never happened before that those appointed at the will and pleasure of the president, even though their actions and their performances have crippled this country, there has never been a time where those individuals will be held accountable for their actions. Today, you want to count some 12 years ago, when the Salif administration was in power by then, you know the story. There are individuals that corrupted this country. They stole from this country. The rating were all in the world. But the government of the day did not take action. When George Weah came over in 2018, some 6 years ago, it was repeated. And that was repeated on a massive scale. If you want to argue over 5 of our presumptive leaders in this country, ones that will have, in the next 10, 15 years, will have no transition to different segments in this country. They were insentient. Not necessarily that they did anything wrong, but because they embrace and welcome and entertain and partake in the corrupt attitudes and everything. It took the courage of the government of the day to provide them protection. It took the courage of the president of the day to provide them safe haven. Even though they were being mocked, they were being criticized, they were being denied on the international scene for their widespread corruption. But the Liberian government said, in the wisdom of the international community, those individuals are not corrupt. In fact, they were being lied on. That's how the government saw the conversation out to the people. So when someone tells you Joe Baka cannot audit anybody in the country, it's not that the person against audit. No. It's not that the president won't audit. No. But the basis the argument on past experience that throughout from Joseph Cheney Rao time up to present, individuals have not been held accountable for their stewardship in this country. The last time I saw that was during the administration of Doe, which of course individuals have been executed. It was not done in a way that we suppose or is supposed to be. Come to think of it, were those individuals, the 13 officials that Doe executed for corruption, were those individuals going to be alive by this time? Trust me, we have walked to South Beach today and go see them still in jail, rotting in jail. because some of them were even worth serving lifetime imprisonment for their alleged involvement into corruption and everything. But it took the courage of the government of the day to execute them, which of course we frown against, and when our history reminds us of those happenings, we say no, never should we be in Liberia again that we experience these things. But even to that point, were we to see those individuals by this time in this current era of Liberia who have moved on to South Beach, who have moved on to Better Yara, any different prison facilities we have in this country, and see some of those individuals and be able to touch their skin and know that they stay alive and they are there, that liberty has been seized because of what they did to this country, how they stole the resources of this country. By this time, a lot of those officials wouldn't have get involved in the corruption. But today, why you see across people willfully entertain corruption at their job sites, at a different location, is because the government of the day has created an environment over the last 18 years, 12 years of the Unity Party, 6 years of the CDC, 18 years. It's not on the basis of party, but it's on the basis of the willingness of the president of the day. Oh, yeah, so entertain these things. So when people say, oh, the whole digital training skill is not possible in this country. Oh, yeah, people will not get trained in this country. All the things that Joe Baka said are lie. You know, Joe Baka is doing that thing so that people should clap for him. Listen, I have news for you this morning. I have news for you this morning. It is safe to say, and it is satisfactorily to announce this morning. Which means we certify now for our own money. It means we certify the 10,000 digital training program that Joe Baka talked about. I've been taken off from George where I understood that the human capacity development of Liberia at the time was 0.48, which means we attain 1% here. Nah, even 1% won't get it. We stay to 0.48. Even our digits not be round up to because if you're doing math, if you are 0.5, then you can round up to be 1. But we even reach that point. George Weah took over from Madam City, it was 0.42. By the end of the administration, it was 0.48. The Human Development Index of Liberia, which means people in their country that are developing, that are mind, that they are developing different skills. At that level, that's the level we were at the time when Joe Baka took over. So the president, as part of his address, he said, we will make sure by the end of our administration, we will provide Liberians, over 3,000 digital training program. Oh, yeah. So it is important this morning to announce that our program, the 10,000 digital training program that Joe Baka said you're going to provide for your children, to be trained in different, or different IT programs and everything. Their morning, it will start in morning. Let me place it that way. It's starting today. Today, their morning is starting. If you check on our website, because I did my independent verification, right? I went on the website, followed, go there. The people that need to put there, that people are living now goes to the last 5, 10, 15 years we saw in this country. I had the time to follow up all 15 persons that I researched their names on Facebook. And some of them I even texted them. Like individuals that are living, Lord running through their vein, that they wanted that they choose. That one now goes. So those Liberians will be trained in general digital literacy, data collection, and digital marketing and e-commerce. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So by the end of that program, what the government said will do, that people will get an opportunity to bring up business ideas. So when you finish after the 6-month program, you get trained throughout, then you bring your idea. You say, this is what I want to do. Then the government, they verify it. People will be able to win money to start businesses in this country after you go through the program. So the government, they're going through a dash you. When they finish, you go develop. If you're doing, for instance, if you invest in digital marketing, right, how to do online businesses and everything, then you develop your own idea and bring it. The people look at it, when you're okay, then government give you money to go start. So that thing the president announced that they're going to do, people say it couldn't happen in this country. Of course, they were right. They can continue to repeat this morning. They were right. Not necessarily that the ideas that debate about this thing can happen was wrong, but because it has never happened in this country before. So when the president announced, they said no. Similarly to the issue about the yellow machine, right? And that's why the president acknowledged that in his letter. He said, I understand even the legislature is disagreeing with me that this thing is not possible because not that it's not possible, but they never seen such a thing before in our country. And the reason is that because our leaders have not been trusted over the years. Those that will get our country to are the ones that have misused the resources of the country. So no one trusting them. So when you come out and say this thing can be possible, everyone disagree with you. The president acknowledged that this, I'm saying, in his letter to the legislature. So, fellow Liberians, this morning we can confirm that the 10,000 digital training skills program that the president announced during his State of the Nation address that he will deal with, will provide for young Liberians. That program will commence on today. Oh, yes, on today, that program will commence. If nothing you have listened to this morning that excites your light, this one should be exciting to you. That your children will be empowered, that your children will begin that journey free of charge. You're paying father. Government will provide training for 10,000 persons across all of the counties. Oh, yes, it's not all, but all of the counties. It will be in Montserrat, it will be in Maryland, it will be in Bongo, it will be in Rivergy, it will be in Grand Gida, it will be in Sano, it will be in Grand Crew, it will be in Bapo, it will be in Ganta, Chapeta, Kakata, and Habel. Yeah, those are the areas that our training will commence on today. And after the show, we will be visiting the various centers as well. We will bring you update from there to tell you that the thing when they say, oh, Senate President Baga, I'm just say you provide 10,000 digital training program. Where are we? People can look for things and politics. Let they come by and tell you now. The same people that are questioning say the president can do it. Is starting to do it. Let they come back to you and say, oh, all the politicians that use that as a negative message against the government. Say, Senate President, I'm say, promise your children. Up to this time, we hear nothing from him. Let it come by now and go sit down the same radio, or perhaps say engage in media and tell the president, tell you because the program is about to start. You can get people like that. You can get leaders in the country like that. When you criticize something and when that thing about to work, you should muster up the courage and see energy you have to criticize. Use that energy to congratulate. We won't get any kind of leaders in this country. But let's welcome Brakan has joined us this morning in the conversation. I mean you off camera. Can I use this out? The camera is positioned this way. That's whatever. So let's Brakan is adjusting. Yeah, very, very well. This Brakan is set. We bring him on this morning. But this is the Punch Breakfast Show. Brakan has joined us. Good morning, and it's good to have you this morning.
Good morning, Harris, and good morning to.
I think it's the next chair there.
The next chair, right?
Yeah, this for this positions in that chair. Yeah, this one is really good. Okay, yeah, you're good, perfect.
Yeah, good morning, Harris. It's good to be here with you this morning. I'm sorry for being late. I just don't know. Yeah, I hate to prepare myself for job and then come to work late. I overslept, to be real.
You come this left.
Okay.
Yeah, come again. Okay, that's good. Perfect.
I overslept, but it's good to be here with you, and I follow you consistently from at the beginning of the show up until now. Our point here is that the government, what the government need to do, what they promise the Liberian people is what we are flagging out. We are not here to say this to them, but what they promise, what the president promised, is what we are informing the Liberian people. As a matter of fact, the 10,000 youth education that the president talked about, that is a ski starting on today. We want to acknowledge people that are beyond some of these things. Folks from the LTA, folks from other platform that came together and getting this thing done through the leadership of President Bouakai. We just want to acknowledge them. And like you said, Harris, people, when the government says something, some of us, we just can't believe if it will happen or not because of past experience. The past government, not only President Josh Manuel, but the Eddings administration, and going back to where Charge State or other administrations, when they promise Liberians something to get it done, it becomes a serious issue. So with that, we Liberians, we just have the mindset that whatsoever that is happening now, or whatsoever that the government promised, we will not recognize, we will not celebrate up until we can see if it will be true or not. So with the kickstarting of the skill training on today, the digital skill training on today, we want to say kudos to the government. We want to say kudos to President Boakai and his team for this great initiative. A promise made is a promise kept, and if it is kickstarting on today, like you said again, it's not people. It's not that they're not ghost in there. That real human being going and participate in it. And I have gone through their website. I have been consistently following them, and you can see once the post, Harris, you can see youth. You can see people going all on the post and asking them, how can I register? How can I do this? And they are breaking it down to the simplest term, how you can go about doing everything in getting in being a part of the initiative. This is welcoming, and we just want to flag this out this morning, and we say kudos to the president and his team, those that getting the program started on today. We want to say kudos. I don't know if you are part of it.
Oh yes, and I'm proud to say that I'll be one of the beneficiaries as well. Oh yes, because the thing about Wakai, it was an open process that every Liberian will have benefited from, and I saw the need as well that if you want to talk about digital marketing, my man, you talk about e-commerce.
Yeah.
The world now is involved in talk about data collection and solve it as well, which of course that's the area that I had applied for data collection and solve it. It will help me a lot, in my profession as well, because at times getting statistics on issues in a country, you want to know how many people suffering in Liberia, you want to know how many people, and for instance, if the government says that we want to build roads in Bomi. So if you're doing data collection and survey, you want to go in Bomi as a journalist, on top of your experience to know the road that the government will build in Bomi, how many persons it will impact. You want to collect the data. You want to do your survey to know if the government building road here, if it will impact 10 or 15% or 20%, you want to know these things. So I personally took advantage of that. I applied, and the process broker was very simple. It was very simple. I even the feedback, there's a part of it talk about the feedback. I said, even in the plan, I say in my closing note, I said, I can still record that because I applied sometime March, April. I'm saying April, around April to March. I'm saying March, April, somewhere around that time. So in the application, I said, I felt that it's 10,000 thing because we have over 60% of our population are youth. So if you just need 10,000 youth to benefit from the program, I thought the application process would have been very tedious. There, you gotta do essay, but you gotta do all the formalities and everything. But the process is very easy, like a normal Facebook account. You open it, that's all. You apply, put your name, choose the place you want to go, and state that why you want to go to the place. That's just all you need to do. And upon completion, that's all. Upon completion, you'll be done. It was as easy, it was as cheap as the way I'm saying it. Again, half of us didn't take advantage of it. For what reason, we don't know. But for the few individuals that take advantage of it, it is good, it is better for you. Last year, you go in there, whether that Joseph Burger, whether you voted Joseph Burger, you don't vote for Joseph Burger. What are you for? United Party? You support United Party, you don't support United Party. But the father is the government of the day, that's your government. That's simple. So the morning, the training, let me just read out a few of the things they said that they would do. I want to get this thing before we transition. I'm excited about this. I'm being very frank. I'm excited about this because some people say that it couldn't happen. Mhm. The government proved them wrong. So it was easy. You just applied. You follow like a normal application process, like the normal one, the normal stuff that you would do at home. Whether opening Facebook account or opening different account, you just put in your name, you choose the side you want to go. How I wish I could just get this form before we transition. I'm coming. I think because they had a program, they had a space where when you apply, they can send your application process to you through your email.
Mm.
I just want to read out because some of these things are important. People will say, "Oh, and the people then they go put there." The different things back. So, oh man, okay. So I have the Google form here. So you see, this is when you get to apply
Okay.
at the time.
Mm.
They will send your review to you. Get some of the question back, some of the things they were asking
Mm.
to tell you how easy. So is that you put your email, you put your name, you choose your sex, your age range, put your phone number, you put your email. So they say which of the following training will you prefer to follow? So your own option is that you choose which of the training you want to do.
Mm.
They ask you the county of resident. This
Mhm.
is where you will complete your training. You choose a county of resident. They say resident, city, town, village. Say you choose a county, you choose where in the county that you reside in. You choose the part of the county you reside in. Then say you must have a smartphone to be able to participate in the training. Do you have a smartphone?
Mm.
You choose yes. Do you have a laptop? When a yes or no, you choose no. Then say, are you an individual of any physical challenge? You say no. So you come there. Have you participated in a digital training before? If yes or no, you do it. Then say, which of the following youth group are you applying to? If you're applying to the Federation of Liberian Youth, you choose the Liberia National Student Union, you choose the Mano River Student Union or Youth Parliament, you choose it or not, then you choose other. Then you say, maybe I'm applying to any other thing. I'm applying as an individual. They said, do you wish to take part in the competition for seed funding to start a business?
Mm.
You say yes. Then say, please give any comment or feedback about the form. When you give a comment and feedback, you sign up. Finish.
Mm.
Very easy. I'm saying how easy the thing was, Baka. Very easy. By the time you complete, you give a feedback. The feedback just about your own impression. I said it in exactly what I was saying.
Right.
So Iman feedback said it is 10,000 youth drawing from over 2 million youth nationwide. I thought that process requires a bit of, a challenging kind of application.
Oh,
Rather,
so what you wanted to?
no, I mean very frank, Baka.
You wanted to be challenging.
Yeah, something because man, like that 10,000. But in a wisdom, like the guy, afterwards when they call me, the minister review your concern, but we did this in a way that a lot of Liberians will be able to apply it.
Mm-hmm.
So that people will be, when people now say, oh, the thing they put make it too hard because they won't put that people there, Liberians,
Sure.
I will be thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So they simplify in a way that you need someone to guide you to the thing, all the thing I just want reading. You gotta go call someone they can help me to apply for the thing. Your second center from the comfort, from the convenience of your home and apply. So the thing starting on today, yeah, I will tell you.
Okay. So, folks, that's it. It's good that we flag it out and Liberians know now how things are like. I overheard you talking about us looking at the report coming from the Central Bank of Liberia, the damaging report coming from the Central Bank of Liberia. I don't know if you want to.
Of course. So at times, Bogart, I'm very frank with you. Yeah, I think I want to talk about the Central Bank report. The thinking, hear me,
because of the nature of it.
Thinking, hear me, I've been very frank with you. And I read on the executive mansion this morning. The deputy bank governor resigned. She did the honorable thing and resigned. I mean, when people are caught in shame and guilt, they will resign. Unlike Aloysius Talu now resign, saying get right. After they stole from this country, he still have the courage to sit down before to stand before and be talking about right in this country.
Okay, but we have to read out what the executive marshal is saying here. It says President Bouaka accept CBL deputy governor's resignation. Some people are saying, oh, the president thinking they will delay for resigning. First of all, this is the first step, when somebody resign acknowledge that, oh yes,
Ah.
you have resigned. I
Mm.
want to appreciate you for your service. And if there is an audit on you, that's the time now the president and the government will start coming
Mm.
to you. So the president said, they say Executive Mansion President Joseph Newman Boakai Sion has accepted the resignation of Madam Nimane Pearson, Deputy Governor Deputy Governor for Operation at the Central Bank of Liberia. In her letter of resignation, Madam Pearson expressed thanks to the president Boakai for the time she served as Deputy Governor for CBL. In accepting the resignation letter, the president thanked Madam Pearson for her service to the country. Meanwhile, President Boakai has appointed Mr. James B. Wifre as acting Deputy Governor for Operations at the Central Bank of Liberia. Okay, so that's the letter and the acceptance of but made by the president, Harris.
Yeah, so like you rightly place it, it is administrative best practice.
Yeah.
Right. Whether the person has a corruption scam on their head or whatever the situation is, when they resign, you gotta congratulate them.
Yeah.
Or you tell them thank you for their service. Then if there's an audit report or whatever, we will continue, we'll fast forward efforts to ensure those individuals have been brought to the spotlight. But Boakai, when we talk about the central bank, I let the low my tone down. Because I want the international panel to hear the thing before they get very own support. I've been frank, so I always see when we're talking about central bank, my tongue can drop. But it is serious. Those of you like parents that think that President Boakai will do something in this country. If there is no other problem, if there is nothing that the president would do, your big President Boakai, your Liberians, your big President Boakai. That part I said to get a go to the executive mansion, go big the president. Say, Mr. President, if you now only know all of any government in the country, make sure that central bank that the people account for that for what
it did.
We'll tell you what the report says. We'll tell you what the report explains.
So they're not rushing you.
Now we'll tell you what the report the report explains. But I'm giving you a solution before we even have the discussion. We got to put ourselves together. We'll go to that executive mansion and kneel down before the president, say, Mr. President, if you don't want to touch no other government institution, we pay you that central bank. Make sure your government man ensure that all those that are part of that corruption at central bank, that they account for it. Boakai, it is sad. Nothing lead to that place. So I always say this thing on the radio, nothing lead to that place. They wanted to get to that bank that just the building and standing to that area. But that place is already damaged. It's crippled. Hey, President Boakai, my friend. And President Boakai called me and said, I won't be senior bank governor. Now, the current era, I won't be senior bank governor. I've been very frank with you, Boakai.
Because of what happened.
Nothing there. And besides, you will take the blame. The work down there to do, Boakai, to restructure that place, to give that place hope again. It's not something small. But let's get to the report. Let's just get to the report, Boakai. And this morning, I want we take segment by segment.
Yeah.
We highlighted key points in the report that we want to talk about. The first one is the GSE informed us Liberians that the central bank said they bought a land. They said they bought a land value at US $737,460.52. That's not the interesting part about it.
Yeah.
The interesting part is about it that the GSC say they could not physically verify and identify where they see the CBL found this land.
So
bought this land.
Okay, so it means that it just like we here at Punch and we tell the Liberian people that, or we tell auditors that, oh, we bought a land for $737,460.52. And we tell the auditors that are coming to audit us, and we tell them that, oh, yeah, we buy land, but then the auditors come. We can show the auditors the land.
Oh, yeah.
Where the land is located, how the auditors going to see that land. The auditors went there, they pass all in Liberia. They tell Liberia done. They tell that bro also done. They can't see that land. And we are not just talking about some kind of small money here. We're talking about
now you have
7. We get just
quarter
to a million.
To a million.
710,460.
Where is that doing in buy that kind of land?
But well, the whole county they buy. No, Harry, we need to be serious. That county they bought or what? Because that money it can buy whole country Liberia.
I'm telling you, maybe you can go buy my bombing.
Buy the whole bombing.
You buy a bombing with that money, brother.
Yeah.
So on top of that is that's what the GSC says. They couldn't even verify. They can't find a location
of the land.
All of the documents they saw, they couldn't find a location of the land. But you own a book that would buy land for 737,000.
Yeah.
But then see when the auditors went on and said, but where the land and we'll go see the land because the money still possible. People in Liberia can buy a space, warehouse, everything when they ain't read that money.
No.
They don't just buy a land space that you need to do your own self-development on that land.
And the auditors said that nothing a horse only. They talk about horse being only. They talk about only land, just to buy land.
They can't even find a land for before they know what there's horse on the land.
No, but when horse are going to be only going to indicate it.
No.
But there's no 737,000.
Yeah. How ready is possible in this country? In country Liberia, even in the United States, where horses constructed everything, buy that kind of money, that's money you might know the value of the house. They in Liberia, just a piece of land.
I mean, I think the whole bombing the ball. I hope you're not sitting down somewhere they put it buy your leo.
I mean, I didn't have a grandpa, so they can be bombing.
Oh, grandpa,
but that's the real thing, right? It is the first point that the GSC identified in that report that the central bank used such a money at the time when civil servants are in the country crying for salaries.
Yeah.
Okay? At the time that civil servant nurses in this country went on strike. Since the president took over since President Barker took over in February of this year, of the president. When the last time you listened to civil servant on TP?
Absolutely.
But at George Weah time, you had the central bank were using that money loosely to go buy one piece of land somewhere that cannot be identified. Perhaps it could be heaven because maybe that the place you can pay out. You can pay such a money to get it kind of land.
When somebody tells you go heaven, pay their money, you can pay that money to go heaven.
Possible. But you can't tell me this country at the time that when Liberians were crying, when resources were being scattered in this country, when the government repeatedly looked in the faces of civil servants and said there is no money to pay you, that you all be patient, come in and get money to pay.
Yeah.
Even while those conversations are ongoing, when folks in Liberia are doing the beaches and waterways program,
protesting,
that the government will get somebody in the house 150 to pay it after a space of 10-11 months. It took the courage of Zoka Wesson at the time as a Minister of Youth and Sports to call those Liberians. If you can recall, there was some group of Liberians who go on the beach. Every Saturday to clean the beaches, the waterways and everything. The government had about 11 months in 2019. It took Zoka Wesson as a Minister of Youth and Sport at the time to call those Liberians on a round table and say the government cannot pay you for your 11 months. The total money the government had went on to somewhere around 500,000 for all of those over 300 Liberians are on that program. Most of whom were joining from the slum communities. Some are not taken from Westwood, Nugutani, different areas. But so that every month you go to 58, 75, 100. The highest paid person was 125. Coming also of them for 11, 10 months working in this country. You had the central bank buying land for 737,000. When those Liberians over that 11 months salary, everything. The total amount for over 300 person stood at 500,000. Zoka Wesson looking in the face of the Liberians and said, government get money to pay you. So what we're doing now, you can sign contract and just waive that amount. Oh yes, so that's how the government they enter those Liberians enter signing and waive that money. But you have central bank buying jail land for $737,000.
But I didn't first
and the worst of all, government who have claimed that as an asset, right?
Yeah.
If see the land,
we're going to see the land,
perhaps got to split bring up. I'll just start with that. We will find out land in your brain. Possible. That's how it could be. But oh my word. We say we complain the country, right? I don't want to be regionalistic or perhaps I don't know if that's been tribalistic, but we said in this country that the Congo people, that's how we call them, right? What the ones that stole from this country. The Congo people, those that came from America, what the ones that stole from this country. Even though our history said that they constituted 5% of our population, Liberians, when they elected our native brothers and sisters, when Elijah Tally was languishing in the southeast,
and
they even had access to come to Monrovia. When the government had to call him, we say they had a native-based government, form of government. We had the president was a native. We had ministers, we had heads and directors of different institutions are native. And see how was it. That's just one aspect of it. Let's move to the next point, Buck.
That's just one. Just the first one.
So the second point here is telling you that unauthorized disbursement of US $381.44 million to the government of Liberia from CBO as loans. The GSC claimed that those loans may have been used for illegitimate purposes as observed during its audit.
What? 381.44 million. No, fellow Liberians, probably you're not listening to what's coming out from the report this morning. They are saying 381.44 million was given out as loan.
That's not the problem of the loan.
But not just the problem of the loan, but it was illegitimate. Unauthorized. It was illegitimate and unauthorized by, I don't know, by the government. But the guys were just giving out a loan. Giving it out to people who are now the GSC said they can find who they get all the money into. The people that get the money, some of them have they paid back? No, they ain't paid back yet, and they can't find who they give this amount of. But Harris, we're talking millions of dollars here. We're talking about 381.44 million illegitimately. This loan was given out to people. And it was unauthorized. The Central Bank of Liberia, there's a disgrace. And our call here this morning to the government and Ambassador Boakai is that actions need to be taken. Those that hand are caught up in a cookies jar, let them be prosecuted. I don't know. For me, I think that the president is wasting time on some of these things. We can talk about law this, law that, law, but the thing is kind of glaring, Harris. It's glaring. The reports are out in the streets. So why is it that we are waiting for again? What is it that we are waiting for as Liberians? What is it that the government is waiting for? Let people be prosecuted for what they did. Harry, we don't know. Some people are they are leaving this country secretly.
Oh yes,
they are leaving this country now. If some of these things come out and they know that they are part of it, they tell you. For me, for instance, Harry, I know that I was caught up in the web of some of these things. Some of the reports are coming out, and it's coming out that they tell you I will just stay in Liberia here. I will not stay. I will escape this country. First of all, the government, the president should muster the courage to tell people that all former government officials, nobody should leave this country. All present government officials, nobody should leave this country. That's what the president should do. Look at such amount of money. Give it out as loan. Look at such amount of money. When you bought land, we can see the land. The CBL. Aloysius Talu and even the PSA and other people. This is what it did to the country. 300 million on authorizing loan. Today we hear marketers in the play cry. The Liberia Business Association went to the feet of George Weah
and said, Mr. President, you said Liberians will not be spectators in
their
our own economy.
Yeah.
To empower Liberian businesses, you want the government to give 50 million loan for all Liberian businesses in this country. We will go and will pay this loan with interest to the government. Not a single loan was given to any Liberian businesses in this country.
So who did they get the money to? The 300.
But that's what they said on
1 million.
authorized. That's what they said on authorized, Buckeye. They don't know who they get the money to. We know who they get the money. 300 plus million. The last time we were interviewed Dominic Nimla,
Yeah.
who is the chair on trade and commerce. At the time they met to George, after that meeting, we were apart. But then the media, we covered all that meeting. And the concern from the Liberia Business Association, which means all of the businesses in Liberia owned businesses, went to the president. They said, Mr. President, we know that you say we'll not be spectators in your own economy. To empower us is not to, we want the government to give 50 million loan.
Imagine.
So what we'll do is that we will, if you get a 50 million loan, the tenor there in Waterside, the Liberia Tailor Union, will go get the 5 million. We say you'll be responsible also all the high schools uniform.
Yeah.
You all go buy the product from China, you also say you sew the clothes and you sell it to these different government schools or whatever.
Yeah.
You go to the Liberia National Police, we say around the uniform you importing from China, the Tailor Union will sew the uniform. Then we'll finish the Tailor people. From there we go to the other government, on the other side, the other government institution. We say, okay, you know what we'll do? Since we know that the Ministry of Commerce and Ministry, those are in the rest importation business, all government institutions that can distribute rest the year come to an end, or every vacation that 26 government institutions can procure rights and have to distribute it, give it to Liberians own. The Liberians are in the rice and do rice importation business. We'll go and procure the rights so that government wanted you buy from them to let the market go. We'll move on to the Oman and selling Billabo there. We say you can go bunker and buy Billabo, you get plenty of money, you can bring plenty of goods. Because at times, the market people, market women, when they visit the counters, they have a lot of goods, but the purchasing power is limited.
Absolutely.
So sometimes they buy 1 or 2 products, they finish, they come back. The last time I was somewhere around Bombing, right? Somewhere around Bombing, and Bombing reached you now. I got away. So I was there.
Bombing reaching what?
No, one of them thought I won't be able to come out. So now so I was there, and this lady went to that, but then she was buying, cocoa. Someone had a cocoa farm. So the total produce were about 15 bags. She only had the power to buy 3. So come to think about the farmer that produces things. So you said 3 to that person to go now. The time you will tell you go get another person to come and buy, negotiation, everything, it's possible that thing will already start being rotten. That's how it is. So the Liberian Business Association, but then in their wisdom said, Mr. President wanted to get a 50 million loan. We'll pay back to the government over the next 6 years with interest. Then we and the government will have a plan. Then the morning, the central bank telling us that they gave over 300 million in loan. When the Liberian businesses cry for 15 million. At the time, I told Dominic Nima about 50 million plenty. Dominic said, no, the government get ability to give 50 million. That 300 million was given loan. But that's not the interesting part about it. But the interesting part is that it was unauthorized, and to this time, we can't even find who they get a loan to. Jeff, from 2018 to 2023. This is where we are. That's the report. That's what I said, okay? That at times I feel better when even discussing this report. Because for me, I'm trusting the confidence of the GSC. Because if you read that report, the initial statement about the methodology that was used to conduct that report, there was on-site visitations, there were consultations, there were review of documents, and there were, dialogue with the bank management. That's how they came up with that report. So because of that, I'm trusting that report. As a person, I'm trusting that report. So 300 million. 300 million from 2018 to 2023. 300 million in loan.
We get account
so
for it.
because the loan was unauthorized, how government will get our money back?
That one going team air.
How government will get our money back? Send out the money and ask yourself, if 300 million were being used, let's say you 300 million over the last 5 years. We say no to 300 million in the country. We're not building roads. Imagine how many roads were being built in this country. 300 million, let's say, we're doing we're building roads, we're constructing state-of-the-art high schools in each county.
300 million.
15 county getting like brother. We say we're going Bomi, the CSDA high school in Bomi, we revamp that institution to a modern that student will learn computer. While we'll be having electronic boards, it's possible for that money. We'll go to Raspo Central High. We say the government, send our government school here, we equip in the school, put in the necessary state of the art. Our students will learn and compete with other African countries. That money we have done it. We'll take it, we'll say we'll give it as loan. So who need? Like people will get out loan to get to the business people. So when people are better, this don't see the CBR report as a party report. Place yourself as a like parent. So now you get a reason why we talk about, say when we're talking about audit, no one you can't stand for, you can tell you which one you listen. This is where this is where we are.
This is what we are.
The first one talk about 700. So the 734,000. I will not part of the 300 million talking about.
No.
No, so
that's different money.
So I get out 300. I'm saying 300 million, 700. I'm saying 300 million, 740 some more thousand now.
Yeah.
We're talking about. Let's move on. The next point there, what it says. Let's pick up the next pick up point here.
That jet two finish so let's go to another one again.
I want to get this
the number 3 says the total of 28 vehicles valued at US 1.74 million could not be physically verified. Let me re-echo this, my people. A total of 28 vehicles, mini car. My boy, remember that. The people say they bought car. They buy car at the amount of that's 1.74 million. 1.74 million. But that money that they used to buy other car then, they couldn't physically verify the car, meaning they couldn't see the car and what they're talking about here. You go to the central bank, what kind of car you see there directly on the central bank? You will not see no car. So 1.47 million were used.
1.74.
Yeah, 1.74 million was used.
1.74 million.
Yeah, was used, but
so
physically.
That 1 million, 1.74, which is 1,740,000.
Yeah,
1,740,000. So they say how many cars? 28,
28 vehicles.
So divide by 28. So literally one of the cars were 62,000, 300,000, 10,000, $62,142
for one car.
Boy, if you divide 1,700,000 by 28, and it's at 28 vehicles.
28 vehicles.
So 1,700,000 divided by 28, you get $62,142 for one car.
One car
in this country.
62,000 for one car.
Oh yeah.
Then they say 28, and they can't see the 28
That's
cars.
what I'm saying. So the 1 million, because 1.74. 1.74 is 1,740,000. So 1,740,000 divided by the 28 cars that the report is talking about. So literally, the central bank bought each of those vehicles for $64,142.85. Oh yes, I had to buy one of the cars. One of the cars is 28 vehicles. That's an interesting thing. The interesting thing about it, let's agree now. As a bank, you need sophistication in terms of vehicles, right? You need sophistication. So maybe you say with the car we need, maybe the banks, the cars they bought at the time, or the ones that get bulletproof, we not know.
Probably that bulletproof cars too, though.
Possible. That's what I'm saying. We not know. But even at that point, let's say the 28 vehicles. I don't know where in the world Senior Bank go about 28
vehicles.
Bulletproof vehicles.
Yeah.
That's not a caution. But where we just say they're wholly constant.
Yeah.
That the bank needed 28 vehicles because the central bank need to function. They get branch in Bond County.
Yeah.
They get branch somewhere around Liberia in Lofa. I think there's a branch in Lofa as well. So let's agree that they buy 28 vehicles. That's not the private. We bought on the air vehicle for 1,700,000. That's not the question.
68,000 each.
But the worst thing of it is that we can see the vehicles. So my man, they want it, but I don't know how to explain them. Let's be real. I'm thinking how to explain this. Let's agree now. Okay, we say you need a vehicle to enhance the movement of the bank to further strengthen. The other report, because I read on this part, that the bank management only that it's only 8 vehicles, whether it was purchased for directors and heads of the bank, whether it was purchased to be used as operational vehicles for the bank, that specification was never part of the agreement that they saw, or what they witnessed. So even if then, let's agree in 6 years. So if the bank bought 28 vehicles in 6 years, if you divide 28 by 6, so every year the central bank will buy about 4 vehicles. Because 28 divided by 6 year, it will be there about 4, let's say 5 predicals of, let's say 5 vehicles every year. So every year, because the other report cover from 2018 to 2023. So from 2018 to 2023 is about 5-6 years. So 6 years, it means that the bank will buy every year, central bank will buy about 5 vehicles.
5 vehicles.
Yeah, that's
at
what
the rate of 60-some thousand.
That's what it means. Because over the last 6 hours, I can record a time where central bank bought 28 vehicles in road and bright
and showcase it.
I can record. So let's agree that you're buying a small. Every year to go buy 3, buy 4, buy 5. Then we ask is that the other report, this is where that baffles me a lot, that the other report is saying that they couldn't independently verify as to what are the vehicles was purchased for directors or for heads of institutions or departments, or was bought for the bank operation. Because if you tell me bank operation as government procurement, the common council lasts for 3 years. After 3 years before it be changed. Let's have the argument. So over the last 3 years, you get them in 6 years, it may after 3 years before you purchase. That's the first point of argument. So now if you say you bought the vehicles for directors, they pay before you buy vehicle or directors, so go PPC, you do procurement. Because you go to GSE and do different things. Because GSE is supposed to be responsible for that one to get government vehicles out now. So if the director, because in the mind of the GSE, you get a car after 3 years before there'll be change, or you want it and then you buy it for yourself. That's how it works out. So let's have the conversation surrounding it. Then someone can sit down here when the president thinking about bringing yellow machine to develop the country, you are saying an impact procurement process. But people are able to send out the bank over 300 million. The total value of the yellow machine the president wanted to bring in the country is about and it's 87 million, right? So imagine that we get 300 million for loan.
300 plus million for loan.
Now, unless the electoral get on that costing no around.
They couldn't.
They up to the stand, they're talking nothing about that one.
So
you see how deception is.
Imagine we get that 300 million and say we just want to invest it in farming materials, in raw materials. You know how much? You know how far a country as Liberia, you know how far we are now. Harris, just 87 million, right? Is what we using on the 200 plus F moving equipment that are coming to Liberia. So in case we're taking out 87 million that from in our 300 million, and then we say another 87 million we're using it just to bring agricultural materials in Liberia. In less than 2-3 years. That country could move far ahead, my people. This country, we couldn't have been to where we are today. But some people, they're just sitting down somewhere, eating the money and making it look like Liberia. This country shouldn't go nowhere. And that's just why it is. And they are working with impunity. So now I will call on the government, the president. You know, this morning we are looking in the eyes of the president and telling him, Mr. President, you will fail, your administration will fail if you fail to prosecute people that are caught up in the web of corruption, and it is glaring. We, the Liberian people, our call here now to the president is that, Mr. President, we are seeking prosecution. We are asking you to prosecute people, and prosecuting them, it shouldn't be based on sentiment, it shouldn't be based on political law, but let it be based on the audit report that came up from the General Auditing Commission. They themselves put out this they themselves call for the audit of the CBL. Their regime call for it. And now you are only implementing what the auditors reported. So what a big deal here, Harris? What's the big deal here? That a governor will fail to do? What a big deal, Mr. President. You just have to muster the courage, the willpower. You said that you are going to do this. You went out there, you spoke to international partners, international media institutions, and promised them that Liberia you were going to fight corruption. You told them that this country was going to change under your watch. And to change this country, it means that people should be prosecuted for what they did. They should be prosecuted. Look at such money. Look at the amount of money that we are talking about here. People stole from this country. The Nyimene PSC, the Alasha Stalu, and other people, they stole from this country. Today, now they are resigning, some of them. They are resigning. The next day we'll see they get off flight from here, they go on. They leave the country. Sametwe. Yes, Sametwe can come in the country. Because of what he did. And no matter what it is, Sametwe will be some of these things that are happening at the CBL.
Of course.
Sametwe will be there. Now Sametwe can come back to the country because of what he did to this country. Then it made a George Weah. It made a Moba Molu, Jefferson Koji and Karas Gray, where people try to talk about prosecution, then they will come and say it is want. George Weah, are you talking about this? Is it a George Weah that you're going to work in the interest of Liberia? Is it the George Weah that came from Gibraltar? Is this the George Weah that said that he grew up in a Sonue? Is it the George Weah that said he grew up in a Nuku town? Milk this country? Is this George Weah we are talking about? So now our call to this President Joe Boakai, if you don't muster the courage, the way that we are chastising George Weah, it will be the same way that we'll chastise you on this platform. Get our tones here. And we will need to tell the Liberian people that this is what's happening. It's glaring, Harris. This is not it is glaring, and the Liberian people know about this. So the government need to take action. That's our call.
I'm telling you, that's what I said. This will determine President Boakai's stance on corruption. Already we having conversation. You say, I know I call it wish or gonna want. No one cares about that. So you that can have the argument. How can you defend such a report that coming out?
Yeah.
Then someone will say, oh, the president say they will do independent audit. So they audit this, that, and this thing, and change down a whole lot of stuff. Is it not the same GSC you can base your argument your trouble? There are already existing audit report from the Maransari administration. Was it not the same GSC that conducted those audits? Yeah. So what are we saying this morning is that it challenge the president now. That's why the constitution that is established on what basis we run this country. And we have a government of what we have says the president has the authority to ensure the survivability of the state. My man, if President Boakai now go after these people, brother, the government will fail. Because no money here. No one. And I'm saying this morning. That thing I'm talking about, oh, the president, now we're trying investors, it's going to serve him more. Listen, they see where you all can sit down. You'll be talking about the government. Now, how the international partners and donors can read all of those reports that are coming up. Who's one of the partners will be waiting Boakai after reading such a report to take money and bring in country that our brother can invest? And the people that money when they go in and see a place they can find it. No, that be serious. So completely say, oh, the United States government won't help. The US government won't help. Okay, I agree. US government won't help. Then the people sit down there in Washington. After American citizens have paid their taxes. So they say, okay, let's look at we'll get since citizens have paid their taxes, let's have extension in terms of helping other countries. Then Liberia, they won't tell Liberia to help Liberia. Then someone remind and say, but guess we're an institution Liberia called GSC, responsible for all of the auditing processes and everything. Let's go read what they say about their central bank. They play the country can keep that money. That even if we send money there, they play the go keep it. Let's go look at. Then they go take such a report
Yeah.
and see 300 million was given out unauthorized. That will not interest them more. They see government bought about 28 vehicles for 1.7 million.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst thing about it, as we speak, we can see those vehicles. That will not interest them more. Then they need even in the center square. If you find it lay in the center space, if today I won't buy the whole of Sport Commission, I can pay 700,000 for Sport Commission. That one center the settle because the land, the value of the land will be determined by its location. The way you buy land on Bombing Highway, not the way you buy land somewhere around Mount Barkley and Johnsonville. So the location of the land determines the value.
Yeah.
So even if we were to buy land central Monrovia, that's a one buy that space I spoke commission on. You can pay 700,000 for it. No. Of recent. So just imagine. Then we say we're paying 700,000. Okay, let's say fine. Then what they lay?
If you know that mansion, I'm coming back.
Then we say okay, what they lay? Then we can see the land. So smartly, what they're doing is that they were resigned. Then the way Pearson, she performed quietly, right?
Yeah.
She resigned.
Mm-hmm.
In the next few days, a lot of them have dual citizenship. Okay. Most of the people get a green card. The citizen of the United States. I said this. Were we to thoroughly investigate Pearson, or which we're doing, is that all the Pearson and get already they have their green card. She has been advised that they think once you in the position, I think your boss been doing. They further putting fire on it. Because I also in yourself, my man, all the way you presided over that system and corrupted that system, you even still get a cost to be saying you were illegally removed, telling you position, just that, and thing.
I'm telling you, they still going to
court.
After what all that happened on your watch.
That's what I said. The legislature, we don't know. We don't know what came over in 2011 or even go bring that 10-year law in it. A lot of talents will be running to the course they're going for 10-year laws. Do you have a traceable record at something that we can be clapping for you the morning to say, okay, they may go into court? Let's say the way we can record Tomo Joe down to LRA, took the country revenue at the time from some thousand and transition to millions in this country. There are records. Even today, Double Jara said they can acknowledge the work that Tomo Joe now did at that Liberia Revenue Authority. And that we can have argument on. And say, okay, that's good. Why you think somebody to say running, you can't come out, bro? Huh? What are you really thinking? So then have a conversation. I also tell them and say they embarrassed in the place they're going to Supreme Court, the fine rate of prohibition. So I just anyway, that's democracy.
Yeah, let them take 2 more, then we open the phone lines.
The democracy the 12, but a democracy down the 2. So we can't really blame them. We building a new Liberia. So some of these things we gotta entertain it, even though it's at our disadvantage, but we gotta entertain some of these things. You sit on there, you 300 million in the country, you go buy land for 700,000+. We can see the land. You are dispersing money, you give 5 million to how they call it FIA on the counter.
Yeah,
you sit on here, we can hear about it. You finish, you can stay for us. You go into how they call or Supreme Court because the way the president suspended you, that's it. I mean, that's what I said. At times, somebody lost limit the function of the president. I be president, you say I get whipped out to a point dismiss. Then you get one lawsuit and say, no, I can't dismiss any individual. So they use it at our detriment. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. So, back I come to think of it, the strategy here now is that they be advised by the political institution and their political heads. I said this in the last time. Currently, as we speak, George, we are not a person now to touch. George right now will not be the person who will go arrest or carry to Sobi or whatever. Now not possible, Jenna. Let's leave that one. What will happen is that we can look around George where call it all a beginning. The beginning so we call his name. But back here is the issue. So smartly they are resigning, like what PSC has done. So you will resign, and in the next days to come, they leave the country very easy. Saying there is a moratorium around that old people can, you should not leave the country, that order has been passed. How many people really know PS in person?
I'm telling you.
Since they mean that today, I see your picture. I've been very friend with you. So, we had on to use 7 days to go, brother. It's very easy. I mean, the immigration police, I mean, say patrol officers that are at the border, how many of them know piercing?
Mm-mm.
How many of them know piercing, brother? So it's very easy. The individual in the coming days will be out of this country. I'm telling you. And once they are out, some of them have dual citizenship. They go somewhere in the United States. It makes it difficult for government to bring them back. Why you think that the individual Bobby that brought the guns in this country, the ammunition,
Mhm.
that after the police report concluded that he was a one that found out the guns will be bringing to be brought in this country. As we speak, why he didn't mention in the States again? Because he U.S. citizen equally as the way he is a Liberian. Oh yes. So that's exactly what happened. Today, as we speak, Ronald Dubai and all of them crippled the EPA. Ronald is there in the United States. Huh? He's there. I will go bring him. Make a dual citizenship, right?
Absolutely.
Then you sit down here, tell you say which one, then you sit down, you say you want to defend those individuals. School coming open your children, and you get money to send your children to school. You don't want to go say you defend, you doing proper
You proper defender.
the proper defender, you defending someone. So then when you listen to them, how ready can oh man, brother, at times I'm asking myself, how ready they taking sound to the guys? Those Liberians. So the time they made us 300,000,
They were giving you some?
they were sharing
They were sharing with you.
when I was saying you're buying land for 700,000 land you bought. You have that money. And you will sit here today. My man, not only that was the last time that every one of us will have jammed our hands together in applause for the president. And we'll do this continuously. Now, this is where we are. Initially, like I stated, there is a need. If we will put ourselves together and go to the executive mansion, that means put in a simple Liberian English. We'll put ourselves together and go to the executive mansion.
And tell the president say we'll be.
And say, Mr. President, if you be a road to go low far, we won't get a problem. But
prosecute.
make sure that 300 made them come back. If you have a point in Birmingham get school in the next year, won't get problem with it. But that 300,000, make sure you I couldn't say 1,000. That 300 million, make sure you bring it back. That's what we need. Because when we get our money back, the school in building last year can be built in less than 5 months.
Yeah.
When we get our 700,000 that allotted to the bar lane, when we get our money back, we can build hospital in the Tungan of an hour, or we can equip hospitals in a Tungan of an hour.
Yeah.
I was reading a report from the CB Duma Hospital. There was a challenge.
Yeah.
Because of low budget. 700,000. By this time, we have this. We hear from you, Liberians, this morning.
Yeah.
So that's what we hear from you, Liberians, 07786656699. 08805616444 adding numbers. And you be part of the conversation this morning. Let's hear you. Oh, yeah. It is 08805616440 778665699.
All right. So keep your calls coming in this morning. We'll take them 077 0778 665 0778 or 0880 644 0880 the ladies line morning. Your name is joining us from?
My name is Harrison. We are from Lockington.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, brother, I don't know how to commend you and your colleague this morning. The issue about here is, though that's any resignation, the resignation should be, we should look at it with some reservation. Because you cannot be involved into a life financial impropriety, at the same time say you put in resignation, you want to do what they call ADR, and say dispute resolution. Let me say, let me resign, then I get tenure so I can go. I want to appeal to the president, you should not listen to them. If they have 100 years, they must be investigated so we can know what happened with the money. 700,000 last month. 700,000 can also build your day school. Okay. It can build your school.
Sure.
It can renovate. Yes.
All right. Thanks so much. 0778-665-699. Once again, 0778-665-699. Let's take another person here quickly. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Punch Evan. This is D. Hisampo, and I join you from Greenville, Sano County.
Okay, how is Sano County this morning, my brother? And what means you are following us from?
I'm following you through your live Facebook.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, my brother. You're live.
So thank you so much for the presentation. Came across a report, a yes, without the welfare people, looting the same people that they claim to love and serve.
Yeah.
I think I will join you people this morning to call on the president. If you will not do any other thing in this country, even if you will not pay us a civil servant, let President Bouaka muster the courage to go after those individuals who have looted this country over the years.
Mm-hmm.
The issue of impunity must come to an end in this Bouaka regime. I think that he will be recorded in history. His government will be recorded in history as one of the best government ever. I just saw the name of my senator, Honorable Duncan, also one of the person who took around 44,000.
Yeah, a lot of them took loom, and they not up to now they pay yet.
See that we are going in this country.
And then my brother, the frustrating part about it is that the ordinary Liberians can get loan, the business people can get loan, but officials of government and their families are the one getting a loan.
Even those who are employed with government, there are some people who are given less than $100 in this country.
Yeah.
And the people working for lucrative money and so stealing elaborate people money. Then when we are saying it, talking about wish fund. It is so frustrating, my brother.
All right. Thanks so much. 0778-665-699 or 0880-561644. 0880-561644. If you are a lady, you want to call, you can call on 0776-549122 for ladies. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning and good morning to Harris.
Welcome, my brother. You're live with us.
Thank you. I'm Lawrence Spencer. I'm in Johnsonville.
Welcome, Lawrence.
Thank you, gentlemen. Sometimes we get angry in our spirit when we listen to some of the unfolding in Liberia.
Mm.
And a certain group of people continue to treat the country as though it's their private estate or it's their family inheritance. It's wrong. The kind of way people exploited the country over the last 6 years. Bouaka and Harris, our guys, they expected us as though the country, were coming to our way right after their regime.
Mm-hmm.
It should even be a disgrace that people are negotiating with people who are piercing them to leave our place. We are told our money resign our own volition, but when people are negotiating with our money, in fact, she will get her benefit for the remaining year of her being over there. They're asking her to lead our place, so they will give her money. You see me? In the midst of all these things we're talking about, they will get a serious country.
Okay.
So, it's embarrassing.
All right, my brother. Thanks so much. Let's take somebody from the WhatsApp number. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. My name is Douglas. I'm calling from Europe for the program.
Welcome, Douglas. You're live with us.
Thank you very much. I hear people talking about the resignation of new money within the central bank.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you think that their resignation can allow LACC to exonerate them from what they have done at the central bank?
No.
No. Okay. You see, look, let me tell you. I think what happened, the executive just told them, say, we have discovered a lot of discrepancy at the central bank, so you should resign. This is how they are resigning. They know when they don't resign, they will fire them and they will send them for prosecution right away. But if they resign, I think there's something they will give them, maybe their benefit and thing, and they will go sit down. But that will not make the report to be brushed under the carpet. The report will be there with LACC will come in. Then where they will send them for prosecution. For example, Talu will not go and Talu know that he and the other guys they committed the act, then they go leave the other guy. They will indict all of them. You see, some people, you see, let me tell you, our judicial system is very slow and corrupt. I can say that. This is why you see all of these things happening. You see, so we need to fast track the war and economic crime code. That economic crime code, when we establish it, it will fast track all of these things. This is why we sort of move very fast. Liberia, we can do our things slow. People come and steal 300 million. They go to breeze. Our people suffer every day. They're talking about government. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for calling in. Let's take somebody from this line here. Good morning.
Mbwaka, good morning.
Yeah, your name is Johnny from.
This is Pascal Davis. Somebody have called from the diaspora. My people. Are you embracing people asking people to resign and wanting to have benefit when these people are part of a system that has been diagnosed of corruption? Is that what that young man who left the line is telling the country? Is that what they're telling us? That you're asking humanly to resign and you're going to suffer due diligence with salary, with benefit. But yet, Alosho Talu is being suspended by the president. Is that now selected justice? Is that what you call the fight against corruption? Is that what somebody is insinuating today on the show? My people, where are we? Where are we with the fight against corruption? The GAC said the management of the central bank, inclusive of Pearson, everybody, they said the management. You know, the United guys are so unique of always distancing themselves from some of these things. That's why they said the president was just vice president at the time, even though he was the second man in command. But they saw the vice presidential post as nothing that ever existed.
No, but people argument here, Pascal, is that if the past president in person of former president who have mustered the courage. Listen to me. Listen. You're not coming monopolize the show. If he could have mustered the courage and do what Bouaka is doing now, but now we are not here. The even Bouaka man that you are talking about, he could have been audited, but now we are not here. Even the Erin person, Erin Joseph Salif, former president, could have been audited. The Amara Kone, the other people, if they could have been audited by George, we are not talking now. We are not talking about what we are doing here today. The folks with Akami, the folks within the Wias administration, they couldn't have stolen the way they stole because they knew that former president George Weah audited other people, and if the non-president or people that are going to take over from them, they are going to audit them like the way they did where George Weah did. My brother, we could have long past this. We couldn't even be talking about the amount of money that we that are getting missing to the Central Bank of Liberia.
So, if George Weah has performed to the expectation of the Liberian people, they wouldn't have rejected him in 2023.
So he this money perform, right? I'm asking you now. He this money perform, right?
Well, then how did Mr. Bouaka came to the presidency?
So it means that he this money perform. That's my question.
Gee, I'm just telling you, it's never late to do what is right.
Okay,
they agree that George Weah did not audit. Ellen did not audit. The president is Mr. Bouaka, right? They agree that Mr. Bouaka has come to change the course of events in our country. My people, forget about George Weah audit. Mr. Bouaka is the president. If George Weah did not audit Ellen, if George Weah did not audit Amara, and Mr. Bouaka is the president, and he has corruption. The backwardness for our country is not just George Weah says here. The backwardness just country, it's not just for Mr. Bouaka anymore.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you.
We are asking him to do a holistic fight against corruption.
All right, thank you so much. We have to take other callers 0778-665-69. Come on shortly. We'll take our guest here. Let's take good morning.
Maybe they want some of the that would lack of food, would lack of current school fee, would pay the individual just crave get money and the condo poor, no road, like the small and the first one we got today, it's about the peasant gravel road, peasant farm, car running, all uncle, people traveling all over now. That is so satisfactory, so that all will be livable. Not just people, but the way Supreme Court, judge that were there. My own poor, my own educator, perform, I know this makes all of them.
Okay.
This is both new men in the boat. And also tell they just send out them corrupt. If corrupt all money, they say all the future. What will you go to court?
Okay, thanks so much, bro. 0778-665-699. 0778-665-699. Let's take this person. Good morning. Your name is joining us from. Welcome.
Good morning, my dear brother. I'm John Derry Morrow calling on the Boulevard.
Okay, welcome, John.
But something I want to tell you, in this country, what I always say is that corruption is some part of our constitution. There's an article in our constitution that calls the corruption in the country that I am not seeing who have been prosecuted to seize all property based on the government fund that they are using to deprive citizens at all levels. We work in government. You work your salary cannot afford you put your children to school, you don't even pay rent or even buy a piece of land to pay your own house.
Yeah.
At the same time, when they retire you, nothing you get from it. People play in money, just like first play in water. Let me tell you the idea in the DC. Follow what I did when I'm how. Your promise to the no radio. Young, I'm going to connect. One I want to try to try and move on to being do I'm saying you got to listen well to what you're talking. Anybody that has stolen the resources of the country and complicated and decide to run away, bring them to justice. And let them bring that phone.
Yeah.
If any phone has been established to build a complaint and wire up for yourself, seize it. You will not be the only person. The US say you do the run, they will prosecute you or the government because you plan a very good match. And that match is not only for you and for the people present, it's also for you. And so you got to do the right thing.
All right. Thanks so much. Two more calls 0778-665-699. 0778-665-699. Let's take this person here quickly. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome. Your name, where joining us from?
Thank you. This is Zach F. Demo, and I call from Upper Cardwell.
Your first time participating, right?
I have been participating.
Oh, okay.
In the recent time because I just got to start listening. Yeah, thank you for the show, and let me commend you for the platform and continue to tell our president. I'm one person who is holding you on your statement as there is no business as usual on your watch, and we are holding that so highly, Papi. Do not be carried away by people who think they know more than you, even though they were there before you in the driver's seat, but they did not drive well. And because of that, we know that they are not good drivers. Now that you have come and start to dodge all of the pop holes and making sure that you maintain our thing with carrying so that it can spoil. They want to have problems. Don't listen to them, Papi. Like the previous caller said, go after anybody who has stolen from this country that have caused serious suffering on us for we were school about to open. We the local people, we the lay people, we are worried why our children out of this country going to school. Go after them. Let it.
Oh, wow. Sorry, we take our last call, then we usher in our guest this morning. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Buama and Harry.
Buakai.
Thank you for your splendid deliberation. But I think there is something on our law called statute of limitation. Now, I listened to somebody saying Liberia problem did not come from George Weah, did not come from Ellen. So he tried to say that if this government is doing audit, meaning they should go back and then start with other people. But you get to know that one thing which we call statute of limitation. So this audit will begin from 2018 and moving forward. And we're calling on the president to ensure that this audit that they are carrying on, it should be done with some high level of understanding where the Liberian people will know the result. It should not just be a business as usual, like the president said. Those individuals whose name will be mentioned should be brought to book, and Liberians should see what will happen at the end of the day. You don't want to be like what happened here in Tampa, where somebody will come and say, oh yeah, we are interrelated, or you let the people go. There is not about interrelated. When barrage of Liberians are struggling in larger poverty, then few individuals got the country resources. Like the summer tour today, we can't see him because he talked about money and then he went and built homes somewhere else. So when it came in, he run away and go sit down there. Okay. So we don't want such a thing to happen to our country again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. 0778. I hope the guys can bring our guests in. 0778 665 699. 0778 665 699. Let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, this is Mr. Taylor. I'm calling you from Canada.
Welcome, Mr. Taylor.
Bro, if you have criminal guest, strong heart, you see the type of thing Taro did to that thing. That he's taking government to court. You see, that is Taro is all up under the execute him.
But people, but they still talking that only 2 or 3 will not read. We'll read the other one.
No, that man will be executed because he carry on that damage. He stole the money. Like around suffering, you can't even get baby. Then you break the country money like that. Then you taking the government to court. So, I'm better. I will just go, make all within fast to move the people in power.
Okay.
Because if you want to damage the country, that man will be executed. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Let's take somebody from this line. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah. Good morning, brother.
Yeah, welcome. Your name is joining us from?
This is Fabio from FBC.
Okay.
Yeah, brother, you know, Labro is interesting, it's getting interesting. But you know, people like Talu could get up both faith and resign. But then Labro, somebody elect of Syria country money and running to court. I don't know whether the court, probably the court, everybody going to them. But the man is alleged, and you talking a Lord protecting. So that you telling me that now in Liberia, our father will be alleged of corruption. That will stay in my position investigate me. So we looking up to them to see that will see why they will say, and then probably other people will use that to stay on their position, and then they will investigate them. So we're looking.
Okay. Thanks so much for calling in. We take this other person here quickly. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Biggie.
Yes, sir. Your name is joining us from?
Yeah, my name is Aliyu Patikoma Pigini family acquiring around the Kawa Junction.
Okay.
Let me say thanks to you for your analysis concerning national issues about our country, beloved country, Mama Liberia. You know, this guy, most of these guys, they will just run around. You know, we got power, say, small children around, but they don't know how to act. Our most of the guys, they were just in the system, they're duping the system because they know as soon as they turn power, that very day somebody will be getting in to lead the country and go about their business. And then when we want to somebody will say, because we are not doing well, I made a money. Because of the justification, the funding now. As we talk about it, they say, oh, we are not do well. I mean, like people moving at the bit of it and nothing. So we not have to be talking about it, but we still talk about it because the way you left the system, and then the old man that come out to say, for me, that God will carry me, and I felt like nothing. So you will make sure and scrutinize the system. There was some, we are encouraging young people, we sensitizing them. You have to work up and stand your ground. If today you not get good school, you not get good hospital, you not get good roads, it's all about what? Corruption. You hearing the money needed like coming. Some of us now my part of ball, we need to see correct. $1,000 US charge now. And then people just taking our money for in the country, benefiting they and our family. Then somebody will say, now all the money meant for they put it there, then you wish on the people. Me, I can always say, every day you wish that, thank God we got national wish hunter to go after all national witchcraft. I know you are a national witchcraft. So thank you, this is Human Brother, President of Republic of Liberia. Thank you very much to you, brother.
All right. Thanks so much for calling in. We'll hold fast to the call-in segment this morning. Like we said, we will take some youth from let me say on the show on the last segment this morning, and now we have live within our studio. That's Majue Cooper. She's the vice president elect of the Democracy Impact Fellowship program, and that's a Koha one. Okay, so and she's here to talk. Her colleagues will be joining in soon, but we'll be talking about the International Youth Day and its significance to the Liberian youth. Let me say good morning. Welcome to Punch FM.
Thank you. Good morning.
Just close to the microphone a bit. Okay. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Well, how you sounding so?
This is my first time, so.
This is the first time?
Very first time.
On a radio
radio.
On a radio?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so tell us a little bit about this your Democracy Impact Fellowship program.
Okay, so the Democracy Fellowship program is all about it's a program that inspired and motivate. It gave young people the opportunity for them to learn, to network, and enhance their professional development skills. So that a lot of young people from different backgrounds or different institutions that come together to learn new things.
All right. So how long this been? This is the first one, right?
This is the first one, and it lasts for like 6 months. NAMO in partnership with the U.S. Embassy.
All right. So how many persons previously benefited from this?
So now we about 50 persons that go at the embassy every Wednesday for the training.
All right.
Yeah.
You are sitting in front of the camera, so you have to be. You don't have to be,
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So you said how many persons go to the embassy?
50 persons.
50 persons every Wednesday.
Yeah.
And how things been like for you guys?
Everything has been okay. The learning process and the networking, everything has just been fine.
Okay. So how people are selected? This is something that other Liberians will want to benefit from. But how is the selection process done?
So NAMO will place it on their page on Facebook, and the application will be there. You have to apply, and when you apply, they will do the selection by calling you. If you are qualified, they will call you for an interview, and then you start from there. They will tell you the benefits, and it will tell you the whole program. Everything about the program, they're going to tell you about it.
Okay, so you guys are working in partnership with NAMOD rather.
Yes, with
and this is about youth. Let's know how women expressing interest in this. You are a lady. I'm asking this question because most of these things, lady do shy away when it comes to some things in our country, most especially academic. Male want to take responsibility. They want to take the challenge, but women do shy away. How is it like? Are women expressing interest?
So the number of women, they are more than the men now.
Wow.
Yes. Because a lot of women want to be in the leadership. Yeah. So we are going to empower women into every sectors within our country, into being in the leadership. Yeah.
Right. So we are talking about the International Youth Day. The International Youth Day. I don't know. Are you guys going to celebrate it? If yes, how is it going to be done? Why are they planning that for the International Youth Day?
This year, we are not really going to have a celebration. So the leadership just came over and work along with the program chairperson and the program committee, work along with them and do a better plan that we will have a program outside of Monrovia and not only based in Monrovia, because there are other youths outside of Monrovia that need to benefit and need to know the importance of this International Youth Day.
Yeah, so let me just draw you back to this Democracy Impact Fellowship. Is the selection done based only on people in Montserrado County, or you guys cut across?
It's not only in Montserrado.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's everywhere.
All counties.
All counties.
All right. So and people been benefiting from other county. Bonk.
This
Nimba.
is the first time. So we have one person from Nimba who is part, and he's the president-elect.
Okay, Prentice.
Prentice, yeah.
Oh, all right. So so all of you guys from Montserrado, other people from Montserrado.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's talk about issues affecting the youth. You are a lady. I am a youth. You are a youth, and other people that are listening to this platform this morning, they are youth. You, from your own perspective, from your own understanding, the youth, when it comes to drugs, when it comes to other things in our country, youth have been affected greatly. Bringing out such initiative to change the minds of Liberians youth is a great thing. But let's look at issues that you know. Are these one of the things that you guys are addressing, like taking you from trying to mold the minds of you, trying to change that they are in? Basically, are you guys doing?
So the issue of the drug abuse or the drug uses upon our young people is something that is part of our plan. It's part of our program, and we are going to work together with we are going to work together as a team, work with together with community, others, the government, and other people to make sure that this drug thing comes to an end. Although we're not going to end right away, but it's a gradual process. We are all going to work together as a team.
Yeah.
Everybody going to be involved.
It's the involvement of everybody. That will curtail the issue about drugs and other things. And your institution, like you said, you're in partnership with NAMOD, and this is
NAMOD runs the program.
Okay, NAMOD runs the program.
Yep.
All right. Okay, now
so they are in partnership with the U.S. Embassy.
All right, NAMOD. Yeah. Okay. I understand now. NAMOD. I graduated from the YPLS. I graduated from the YPLS also.
Same with
and is it same thing?
Yeah, cohort in last year.
All right. So this in partnership means NAMOD running this. NAMOD, I know NAMOD for Eddie Jawolo and his team. But let's look at what is the Democracy Impact Fellowship. What is Democracy Impact Fellowship?
So, like I said earlier on, the Democracy Impact Fellowship is teaching people about democracy, the will of the people, and things that they should do, things that they shouldn't do. There are some things that we don't know, as young people, there are some things that we really don't know about democracy because we did not learn it. So they are there to teach us it. And as a young leader, we should be able to share it out with other people, with our peers.
So, are you guys also reaching out to high schools, universities?
So, we got that part of our plan to reach out to high schools. We'll start from the high schools, but we will start from our communities, then high schools before we go worldwide.
Yeah, taking it one step at a time.
One step at a time.
Right. So, and another thing here is that a lot of people do get shy away when it comes to like the U.S. embassy. Most especially when you talk about we're going to meet the meeting at the U.S. embassy. You know, a lot of people will say to go to U.S. embassy, and that's one thing. It's something very serious. But I know Namot and Eddie Ja will know how he nurture people. How folks that are benefiting from this, how they been responding? Are they positive sign from them?
Wow, there is. I'm one person who a positive sign, and I'm a very sharp person, to be honest.
Okay.
But then my involvement with people, with other people, my peers, it make me not to be shy. It make me to wake up from my comfort zone, or wake up from my seat and explode to the world. I would say I never used to talk, but gradually,
Now you're on the radio now.
yes. So I'm so grateful to Namo for all that they have done and continue to do, and impact the life of the young people in Liberia. They are working so hard. I'm so grateful to them.
All right. So your colleague have joined us also on the platform. We are taking you guys from now until later this morning. And this is so when we expect the second quad, this is the first one. The second one will be implemented.
So this probably after the 6 months,
so it's 6 months.
Yeah, training.
Training. Yeah. All right, every Wednesday, 6 months.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So Harris.
Yeah, of course. I think my mic is off. You have to check it from that end. Yep, I think my mic is off. Am I worried? Yeah, I'm on. I'm good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm good. So I've been following the conversation, Buakai, and I'm also commending young people as well. At least we are about to is a graduate person like you plays it. But at first I was concerned. You as a person, I was thinking as to what drives your passion as a young person. There are a lot of other things someone will say. Other individuals like you want to venture into politics in Liberia, as what I'm saying. So what is concerned as to at what point in time of your life that you felt the need to do what exactly you're doing currently?
So being a leader within my church and taking a lot of leadership roles that have driven my mind to more, and not only into politics but women participation into leadership.
Okay, so yeah, it's okay. Yeah. All right. So so yeah, you into politics too? Because that one thing you're getting away from, you're the women. You're going to shy away from politics. So why you don't want to get into politics?
No, what do you think about it?
I stand goes. You're strong. Let us welcome your colleague. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Your name?
I'm Sandra Dover.
Sandra, welcome to the show. It's good to have you. Health-wise, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank God.
Pretty well.
Yeah, pretty well. Thank God.
All right. So, what have been your experience so far with this Democracy Impact Fellowship?
So far, the Democracy Impact Fellowship has exposed me to a lot of things. I've been in the most space for a while, so I've learned a lot over time. But with the Democracy Impact Fellowship, we learn more about elections, emotional intelligence. So, I mean, we're always exposed to those kind of topics, right? But with each session, there will be that one thing that you learn, that one thing that will push or elevate you to the next level also. So basically, it has been it.
Okay, so let's look at let's look at the issue about fellowshipping with friends, interacting is one thing. We have Namut that get people from diverse background.
Yeah.
You can be from the institution, you can be from this community, you can be from this organization. You guys are put up in one room to get nurture.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I know of. Let's look at you, your partner, your friends. The relationship is cordial because sometimes for the YPS, there will be a time that you guys will have election, and that election becomes one. Yeah, I attended it, so I know it becomes a heated one, question back and forth, trying to make sure that your team becomes successful in winning the election. But let's look at this Democracy Impact Fellowship. Is it done like that?
So you said you attended the YPS.
Yeah.
So how the election was coordinated. So with our election there, it wasn't the case. Our election was free, fair. Even though the one at YPS is free fair, but non-violent. So there was a debate. She even participated, and she's our vice president. Kudos to her. So it was coordinated in the most mature way. Right after the debate, we did counting, and everything was done the same day, and we were able to come up with our president printed.
You there for her?
Oh yes, I was there for her.
Yes. So because she's a lady, is that why you voted her?
No, she was the most competent candidate among the two.
All right.
In my opinion, because it's my opinion, my vote, my choice. So she was the most competent.
All right.
Yeah. And I'm working along with the leadership. So mostly it was just that way. So most people already knew because we have been interacting with each other for a very long time because we've been there for over 5 weeks. So we already knew people's potential, and we knew most of the candidates that won, they won overwhelmingly because people believe in their potentials. So it was not just about women empowerment or knowing them or not knowing them. If it was about women empowerment, we're going to be pushing for presidency. But yeah, we are looking for the most competent leadership-wise because there are some leaders, right, who like to work from the back. In as much as we are all leaders, there are some people who are very productive, but they don't want to be at the front. So we're looking for the frontliners, and she is, I'll always give her her flower while she's alive. She was one of the frontliners. So one thing that we did when we came to the vice presidency, we were two that was about to fight for the position, females. But then we had an in-house discussion.
No, probably you're not qualified. Why you tell her to go?
No. But I'm working with the leadership. I was appointed.
So why you left?
Why
you left the position?
So I left the position because of my schedule. I don't want to take power.
No, you're not qualified. They get more qualified.
Yeah, she's more qualified. She's more qualified than me.
Yeah, but it's good. It's understanding, and now you guys are working together. What position are you serving in?
Serving as the financial secretary right now.
So
I into the money business. I love my
so you left the vice presidency because you know that.
Yeah, I'm also serving with the program committee too.
All right, you want to add up?
That's just it.
So you serving as vice president. Have things been difficult for you, your president, and working along with youth is something that, most especially as a lady, you have to listen to a lot of people. A lot of people coming to you, oh, that do the way, they do they want, let's make a change, let's do this. How it's been like for you as a vice president and the entire leadership?
So things are just being cool. Everything is in place. Everything is okay. And everybody is working together in the interest of the program or of the institution. So everything is just okay. There is no problem for now.
The program made up in there.
No.
All right. So now, before I cross over to my colleague, the issue about getting members or people participating in this democracy, how can you be a part of it? We know you said Namo is the one organizing this and the one do the vetting and other things. Is it that there's an announcement placed out there that we are accepting application for cohort this, cohort that? How is it done?
So you want to
go ahead?
Okay. So the application process, when it starts, there are publicity all over NAMOD page, YPSA page, and we too we share on our individual social media pages. So the application is out for a certain period, and the normal application process, you apply, and then once you are selected, you go for interview, and then you are properly vetted, and after the finalists are shortlisted for the program.
So you say it's a 6 months program?
Yeah, 24 weeks.
24 weeks. We'll follow you. We'll move on, and then we will go there now. So
yeah, we look forward to more young people being empowered, because that's the only way that our country can move forward.
Sure.
You know, we the young people, we make up about 70% of the country's population. So once we are up there, because it's not just about being developed, you know, biologically and all that. It's about mentally, because it's your mind that pushes you to work. So we look forward to more youth empowerment.
Harris?
Yeah, of course, Walker. And like the question you asked, a bit I want to look at is usually about women in the different positions. I think is a very important question, of which the both of you serving as the financial secretary and she as well as the vice president. There are different organizations as well, and women are a bit afraid to take on positions because at times they will be stigmatized, at times physically they will be harassed, at times people underestimate their potential even if they are qualified to do so. So when Bwaka asks how exactly things has been, I'm concerned it is from that background, and especially a lot of young people of your peers as well. Someone will see you from the outside like someone they could easily override. And this has been a problem. A lot of young girls in Liberia that they are qualified, but they prefer to sit at the back than come in the front. So this could be individually, the both of you could have answered as to I mean, as a person that despite all of those challenges, how exactly you've been able to to deal with them in a space where you deal with young people. I mean, you being a female as well in a society where a lot of female are not taking on challenge to be, in a different leadership position as well.
So one thing I want to divert you a little bit, right? Our generation has a lot of fearless women who are becoming frontliners.
I haven't seen them though.
You haven't?
I haven't.
A lot in all the spaces. I don't want to be calling names here, but there are a lot of people who are frontliners. So with us, right, as I said earlier, a woman could fight for the presidency, but we are all young leaders. We all have our own various engagements, and we don't want to take power just for the title. Like, I am the president. And you are not able to do, you don't have the time to do what the president should do. So it was the reason why.
Is that what he thought of saying, or that's exactly what's the situation?
It's the situation. It's exactly the situation. NAMOD is one organization that has been pushing a lot of, even when we're going for our election, they kept on telling us we want woman president, like that type of thing, right? But we're looking more on availability and competency. It was not only about, oh, I am a woman, so I should be a president. So and I push back to feminism a little bit, right?
Mm.
It's one mistake that I've seen with a lot of emerging leaders who are feminists, right? They are more focused on it must be a lady than it must be a lady who is available and qualified.
Okay.
So we are all leaders, we are accountable leaders and transparent leaders. So we are focused on the accountability part that, okay, when I hold this, I should be ready for it. It's not that we are staring away. It's just that we are all leaders. We have engagements, we have other things to do. So
they say, I want to ask a question so I can get clarification from this.
Yes,
they say when women know books,
especially Loma Umo. Me and Loma Umo. Loma women know book, you know, is it?
They say true or not? Because a lot of my friends will say they say when you go around any guy, my man, who wants the notebooks, remember forget it. Most especially when I get where she is there, the black she is there.
Yeah, I left my shit in my bed today. No, but basically, I think most people, you know, they think about it. Culturally, we are still evolving.
Yeah,
our country who evolved from patriarchy in a sense. So men were more involved in certain spaces, and women had to hold those spaces. So we are still evolving. So you know, it's in as much as our generation has accepted that women are up there, right? But we are still on learning and relearning. So we are at a point that people get intimidated by girls who are smart because they will call you smart mouth and all that. It's the form of intimidation because culturally, I think we are not there yet. We are getting there. Our generation, we are obviously getting there, but it's a whole process. Even the world is not even limited to Liberia. Even the world. And let me put a little bit of politics. Recently, we were discussing our class that America keeps supporting, you know, not everyone take visa for me, but we are discussing that America keep pushing the agenda of women participation in leadership, in public spaces, and we're discussing is the same America even ready for a female president. So we are looking forward to that. We are very optimistic to see whether they are ready for, because we know the president of our little knowings, we know that she's qualified, right?
So you think she'll win?
I don't know. America.
Yeah, but it's good we bring out some of this conversation because women empowerment is something that we've been lacking for a very long time.
Yeah.
So women just used to sit back and say, oh, that thing I meant him, politics I meant him, or so-called I meant him.
Yeah.
Every aspect of our society, they were just saying meant him. But now we are seeing more women participating. We go to the lower house, the upper house, we see women there. They are making progress, and you guys are following. It will be something like see probably 2029 will district number 9. Madra will be contesting for the representative position there, and it will be like you guys coming together and rally around and support one person. But now let's you know, our sisters are on the street. Some of them, something caused them to get out there. Some of them, parents, you know, for you and I, we can come and sit on this platform. We may get the opportunity to come and share our thought to other people that are listening to us. But some of them, their family, they never had a chance to impart the knowledge in them. They never had a chance to support them education-wise. So now that's what causing them to be on the street. You know, sometimes when you're passing and you see a sister that will be standing by the roadside asking you, "Fanboy, what you say now?" You know, it's something that we say, "Oh, I have my sister home." And this could have been my sister. And some of these things are things that we as youth need to come together to address. I don't know, what are you guys doing? Are you guys pushing for some time that, oh, you say we want to go out there to talk to our sisters, to talk out to our brothers that are taking drugs? just to get their minds off drugs and put them in a rightful direction? Has there any plan to get some of these things done by your institution?
You wanna go first? Okay. So concerning that, right, our leadership just took power, but we in our little discussions that we've been having, because most times our impact fellowship is mostly about conversations, because it's about contextualizing whatever topic and bringing in our librarian setting. I've been involved in other small engagements here and there concerning that. So when it comes to that, obviously me being a part of the leadership is something that I think, and I'm sure that they will be open. It's something that we're open to working on. And personally, for me, I feel like other problems we have here. So, I think it can be resolved by conversations. It's my own personal opinion, because I personally always tell my story. Even when I'm talking to young people, I was almost a victim of drug abuse. I was it's very wayward and like this and like that, but people are not looking at the genesis. And one thing I feel like the government, they have been trying and trying and trying, but I'm always thinking like, oh God, you are somebody who, you make us to be creative. Why has nobody thought about the approach of conversations? Because we just targeting victims. Yeah, we just targeting victims. And when we are targeting those victims, the same victims are going back into relapse. Because so I'm like, is there not another approach? Even though we are targeting
victims. So what if you are asked, what approach you think could have been preferred?
First, it has to start with conversations. Personally, that's what I think. Have little engagements. Have engagement with young people who are not yet victims, and have conversations with people who are victims.
Do you think we should start to have these conversations in our schools?
Everywhere. I think schools, workplaces, homes, everywhere. Because most people, the focus on our victims, as I said, but most people, you just need to know what is the problem. For me, I had a leader in my church that talked to me, because I mean we be going on like that we see. I mean, apart from you, some of us are lucky to have conversations with people when we have problems and we are overwhelmed. But there has not been any, political intervention when it comes to mutilation still going on, even though they say it's not going on, but we know it's still going on. We have all those things that affects people mentally, and nobody is having conversation. We just go there and say, oh yeah, we buy food for the we tell them we're going into rehab today. Anything. Personally, that's what I think. Have conversations. How was your childhood like? What prompted, don't ask them that, oh, what they say you don't do drugs, but just have conversations with them. Continue to have community engagement. Then you will find out, then you will come out with a survey that, oh yeah, most people, they had child abuse. Most people trauma derived from this. Most people trauma derived from some people. I feel that it will work on a bigger thing, like on a more national level.
So, as a parent, or parents in your homes, you should be watchful, mindful of what you do, because when you have your children and they see you are taking those things, they will definitely think that it is good, and they will want to
someone that can send people, they can send the children to go buy it.
So they will think that it is a good thing, and they will just follow your footsteps and do what they want to do. So we have to be very careful as parents in our homes, in our churches, our communities, and everywhere.
Yeah, there's this you know, most especially ladies, there's this thing about ladies being breadwinners, most especially young ladies, wherein they should be focused on their school, whether it is at high school, or they are becoming breadwinners for the home, in a sense that their family.
Choose to do it because of the circumstance. But if I don't know it will bring me, it's easier to talk me out of it. But right now, most people know the damage that it's causing to them. And it has become a norm that people have accepted. Even though but it better I be that thing I can say it better I cry or cry just to Dubai. So I mean to be crying in my house. I mean that is very, very sad. Like very, very sad.
But sometimes you guys feel are you guys sometimes frustrated that you go or you will talk to your fellow lady at home or anywhere in a community to get them off drugs, to get them off the street, and later on after putting in your time, energy, and whatsoever it is, but you still see that person on the street, it becomes frustrating. Yes. Not only lady, but even anybody.
Yeah, it's frustrating sometimes, but that's why we're investing into empowerment. So one thing I can tell people, right, is that if somebody sleep with you, and if the people to that meet before I come to it, adults should be adults. That one thing I think is affecting our society. Young people, right? In as much as we'll be saying, oh yeah, they care like this, she let money, she let doing this, she let doing that. But most time the underage girls, the people they will be sleeping with are adults. And adults should know better. You cannot see a child, no matter how seductive that child is. You should be the adult in that situation. Because most times the kids, they are vulnerable. There are a lot of immoralities that have become a norm in our society. So they see it as normal. They don't see the moral route as the normal route. So adults, I feel like adults should be adults in that situation. That's how I feel. It can help me.
Shouldn't be going to a small children.
Exactly. If you want to help a child, you see the person, you want to help them, right? Help them without. I mean, sometimes it's sad. You go to officials, government officials. I will not name names, but you go to them even with projects, right? That is not even helping you as a person, but helping other young people. And they will request to sleep with you for you to help other.
Have you had that experience?
Yes, I have personally twice.
Twice you have.
Yes,
you have had that experience.
Yes, twice.
And what exactly was your reaction?
Well, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you what on the radio. I will not be cool for the radio. So,
yeah, but
what about you as well? Have you had that experience?
Of course, but
no.
It happened in all cases.
Number one. So Braga literally is like, this is why all of you females experience every time you go out there for help.
Even job.
Or has there
even
been someone
job.
genuinely helped you without asking for that?
Few.
A few.
Just a few. A handful.
And you can clap for those that have helped you.
No.
You can call on you.
For what?
All right, so the phone lines are open. We'll take some calls on 0778-665-699. But then the women line, we want more women participation. The women can call on 0776 549122 0776 549122 for ladies, or 0778 665 699 0778 665 699. We have Madrak J. Kopo from the Democracy Impact Fellowship Program. She's the vice president, and then Sandra Dober. She's a financial. They almost let money be, so she said she go to finance. They wanted to make a woman vice president. She said no, I will resign her position. Send that money be. I'll go to the money era. You can form part of the discussion. 078 6599 or 088 life of us money on the Punch Breakfast Show. Now every day we can talk politics. Today Monday, we are talking about human interest here this morning on the platform. So
one thing, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
On Wednesday, we should be having a program to celebrate the International Day at the American Center. So I'm publicly posting an invitation to the public, young people.
Is it open up to everybody?
Yes.
Now you're not talking about everybody.
No. No, I mean the few people that will hear it and go. So you should be within the ages of 18 to 35. Yeah, because our target is young people. So we yes.
So
No, now hold the thing. It'll be 2-3 hours max.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the phone line and take our first caller here this morning on the line. I don't know what I think. Just good morning. Yeah, welcome.
That Johnny show not too long in the last conversation I had. It was so interesting for me. Yeah, just what our sister said. Now I'm the age of 28 now. And now I always tell people when I take some great now, you people are more. Right when you are doing things that they were not listening to it. Today they are expecting that, bro. Today people are coming, fighting in a ration king. Tomorrow, insect on that, bro, year to come, and people are still looking. Where is Liberia? We just keep talking to our people. I have we have to take that child to be. Do that.
Brother 0778-665-699. Once again, 0778 665-699 or 0880-561-644. Let's go to the phone line to another person quickly. Good morning.
How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Your name is joining us from?
My name is Brother Ernest calling from Fan. Thank you for the topic on the discussion this morning.
Okay.
I joined you not too long. Yeah, and I hearing you taking care of children, right? Children or
Yeah, we're talking about youth and the youth in our society.
Yeah, most of the youth that didn't made life hard on themselves. For me, I always advise those who come closer to me and those that are friendly with. I always advise them that this life is all about calculation and also how you live this time, how you live your life. Yes. I want to just around me I think it's difficult and this time men, they are too tricky, how they can respect women, how they can do that. That is true, but sometimes it be the court can be it can come from yourself because how you talk to your partners and us and other things. Yeah, because most of those guys most of those children they are more they can't respect people at all, actually.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. We can take one more call, then we climax this morning. 0778 665-699 078 665-699 or 0880-561 644 0880-561-644. You guys listen to the callers, but before we take you, let's take our last call this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Father.
Yeah, your name is joining us from. Welcome.
Father, this is Fabian Du.
Okay, Fabian, welcome, my brother.
Yeah, but let me say thank you to the students that are very advanced. One point is short. Who is seeking for a job? Father,
Yeah, so you can go for a job. What's it they want to do with you, my man?
Yes. One of my friends, I gotta get with her and wear the butt.
Oh, my man, I'm talking about you. So you're saying you go look for a job and say once.
The person has seen out of me, whether I enjoy and feel. When you ask for, then I will give you the share. And the guy said, no, that is kid, that's the work kid. So that's the bigger experience. I think we get men, you want to have it, forget about it.
All right, so my man, when I tell you to go for a job, you said, let's take this person here. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear brother.
Yeah, and
I'm calling you from the this morning. What I said I was singing the guitar. But I will first of all appreciate the two girls and the students. But there are two true lights on we have to look at the civic way. One, many of the youth in the street. The parents have to take the initiative and be blamed on some of the happening. That's number one. Number two, the youth also have their own shortcomings. Let me give you a scenario on my community I live, right, to Kingsley. I saw a few little young children, come around, holding, saying, doing that. I told one of the little boys, develop a confidence in him. And he began to, show me that he could be somebody I could take him closer. Now, need about having an agenda, my brother. The young man who come, I gave him food, try to observe him, whether I can take him to stay with me. One time, he just, my wife left the phone line now, dragging him. from one of the shop. When the kitchen before to come, the take the phone and so they tell one came up. This girl came while she was pregnant, hungry. At the age of, I think, 16 or 17, she walked me, Uncle, I'm hungry. I ran in the hall when I looked at the parents. I ran in my house, the food I was there. I took her cocoa and gave it to her. Someone and gave it to her. Then she started coming to the community, I mean, to my wife. How will we be able to help some of the children? Nothing you can turn up and just say, okay, let me go in my room, let it sit there before you come back home. The situation of crime in the same that have their own problem. They grieve on maturity, bringing all these problems in the society. Then the second thing, you are not your parent, then you start to become a parent. You still responsible. I mean, your parent responsible. Then you start going your poverty that I consider that thing.
All right.
Your parent.
I like that.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for calling in this morning, guys. You listen to all of the callers. Most especially the last person, the last one.
Restart for your poverty.
All right. So want to I know you guys can address some because
yeah. So the same thing about the young people and how we're heading. Our generation, right? Our generation, this whole generation, we have been presented to a society that immorality is seen as normal. So we need to unlearn a lot of things, but everybody needs to put a hand on the table. It can be us that are into it. Gotta start from the home, the church, the school, the workplace, everywhere. And people, I mean, one thing again is if you in your community, you see any poor age, like somebody underage, call police on it, like rape. Whether they get agree, they get not agree, they get say yes, she say half yes, she say half no, like rape. Call police on it. Now what you need, the only proof you need is that he's.
But you can't get enjoying it.
She enjoys that like rape.
Well, because when you call police and they get say nothing happened.
Now I said the only thing you need is proof that they slept together. The only proof that you need.
Okay.
And proof can be witness.
Yeah, but again, you can get all the people to police station. The two persons say they not do nothing or they not get. So, you're here leader.
And one thing, to people listening, right? If you're a business owner or whatsoever, you have schools and stuff. Let us try to start taking the initiative of being a counselor to somebody, in as much as we are advocating for counselors in schools and workplaces. That when somebody have their own trauma, they have that person to talk to, that professional person, because the person not gonna be church police that will carry your news around, but they have a work ethic to hold them by. So as much as we are advocating for that, but let us at least, right, they say care for people. So let us just care. See somebody genuinely ask them, how is your day going? So once we are okay mentally, trust me, a lot of issues will be solved here, because I know some people that are into prostitution because they were raped. And the fact that they were raped or sexually molested, they lost value for the body completely.
Sure.
So it's not, they're not there for the money. The money, the money initial thing that pushed them, some of them because they were molested. Exactly. And some of them were fake after being molested, they were labeled as the perpetrator. So there are so many things, I mean, we need to do better.
And some parents at home taking advantage of the youth, because you will see the youth even there. For instance, I have a child living with me,
and then that person small thing in a chest now, my wife not there to the house. Then I start to take advantage because I don't want doing things for the child. That's some of the things that it happened when the mother get some wife with the husband. Exactly. And that man will continuously until the trauma now will get someone up on the. That's what happened.
And then just lose up their
and then if the boy the parent have the hand, they will not do it.
It happens sometimes. Or sometimes if somebody who's in an influential position,
that's what I'm talking about.
You go and speak up. Most of the people who are activists against rape, they don't want to start telling you just want money for the man. And other things breaks people down and they just lose value. And we're my boss today said it at the meeting with the president that we are still advocating, or I think I'll use advocating not the best word to use here. That the president considers, I think they are having a march to make a petition at the mansion this morning to a certain group, that the president have a youth advisory board. So in a way, we are the people affected. We know what is affecting us. So when we are around the president, I'm not talking about me individually. I mean the youth, the representative of the youth. If they are there, they are able to outlay what is affecting us instead of someone, an older person who is not in the situation is the advisor to the president. So we are advocating for a youth advisory board because we need youth representation at every level. Every level, we need youth.
Okay, so Joa. Yeah, Joa can finally before talking about it.
All I can say is that this whole thing is a teamwork. We need everybody on board. Let us all stick together. The government alone cannot do it. It takes us as an individual to help the government to do it. So the government does, and we need the government as well. So that's what I can say.
All right. You want to finish too? So we can go. We're already out of time. All right. So folks, thanks so much for coming in this morning. One of these days, we can have you guys back here.
Yeah, we look forward to that.
It was a great conversation. About here, every day we talk politics. But today, at least, we have the voice from politics and talk about other things. So, this is our edition of the Punch Breakfast Show. Join us tomorrow morning. We'll be back here with a brand new edition of the show. Up until then,